Okay, y'all, so like I said yesterday or last night, there's something going on with this outlet right here. I mean, maybe one of the wires are touching or something. Because when I was up there last night, when I had everything plugged in and I was bringing the man lift down, I heard a sizzle, like zzz, and so that tells me there's a short up there. I don't know if it's in the outlet or if it's the wiring or what, but it's inside that box. So I'm back from lunch. I got another piece of the plywood up right here, but I'm jumping all over the place. Really no rhyme or reason. This wall right here, I'm thinking that this is where I'm gonna put, this wall right here is where I'm gonna put my my bench. It's my thinking. I don't really want to put it over there because, well, the breaker box and all. I want to always have access to that. So what I'm going to end up doing is, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and put my slats down for here and get my plywood here, and this is where I'm going to put y'all see it, man. This is where I'm going to put my Omni-Wall system. All in here. Gonna have power here, everything. So I'm tired of digging in drawers for tools. I mean, and this is just the starter kit. I got more coming. This is the one of two. So, and then I'll assess where I'm at, and then we will add to it over time. This is the black, and I got the red attachments, just like my Exmark colors. So that's what I'm fixing to do. I'm gonna put you guys on time lapse somewhere. Okay, y'all, so y'all kind of see how I'm doing this. A little bit different than the back wall, because I know there's going to be a lot of weight on this wall. So one thing that I did on the back wall, when you're doing stuff by yourself and you're dealing with plywood like that, you know, and you gotta get it in the right position, right? So what I do is I use these right here because I know these are the same size as the 5/4 board on the floor. So I know I can put that right there, right? And then go over about 3 feet or so and put another one right there. And then what I can do is I can put the plywood up on top of them, and I don't have to hold it up in the air. Otherwise, I'd have to move all this stuff right here, and I would use the man lift. I could actually put hooks on the man lift under the platform, you know, and pick up plywood with it if I wanted to. And y'all may see that as we get up higher. But these boards are not going to be seen, so I need to nail that one. These boards right here are not gonna be seen, so I'm not really concerned about these. You do think by yourself. I ain't trying to kill myself, you know. I remember when I did my when I did my garage with the plywood, I was picking them pieces up and hauling them all the way up in the attic, you know, whole pieces. Yeah, so I ain't trying to do all that now. That was 15 years ago. When you go from 35 to 50, you know, that's a span there where everything starts going a little bit downhill. Just a little bit, y'all. I like that little gap. I'd rather have a little gap there than really tight like I had it over there. That was oh yeah. And I could get a tape measure, and I can measure over and all that, but I don't really have to. This ain't got to be. So, I've got a problem here, y'all. I just noticed it too. There's nothing to fasten to here. You can't fasten to this because the door rises up on that. It looks like I'm gonna have to go in there and what can I do here, man? See, it ain't never as easy as you want it to be, for sure. So I can't run screws into here, okay? All right. If I did something like that, I'd have to run a screw into here. See how thick the foam is right here? See, the foam, I told them not to get it, you know, I mean, I'd rather have more foam than not, but I need to be able to screw something in here. Somebody's shooting out there. I'm gonna have to cut away this foam right here. This vertical right here, it don't line up with with this piece right here. It lines up with that piece in there. So you're not gonna have any room to really fasten nothing. Damn, dude, that's pretty bad right there. Okay, idea, let's see. Y'all think about that for, y'all soak on that for a minute. What about something like this, right? It's a given you're gonna have to knock this stuff back. This building is made out of 2.5 inch framing and 2 inch framing. I believe the side walls are 2.5, and I believe this is 2. You gotta be thinking about what you're doing here. Okay, that's 2.25. And that's 2.5. Okay, so the end walls are 2.25. That's 2.25 by 2.25. Now I got a bunch of scrap pieces, right? That they, put y'all down a little bit. I got a bunch of scrap pieces that I've made them leave here. I didn't want them to take none of the scrap. I got it all. So let's measure this, right? So that's 2.25. This is the same size. But this is where you got to use the old noodle here. Okay, so we know, let's just focus on, we know that I'm gonna have to knock this foam back to where I can get to the metal wall behind there. Well, you know, where this will lay up on there flush. See, it's a pretty good bit of insulation I'm gonna have to take off that wall. Now, one thing about this foam is I can always buy a few cans of foam and spray, you know, when I'm done with all this. See, they were not supposed to get the foam all up on this, but they, you know, they were trying to do a good job, so I ain't mad at them or nothing. But cut the foam back, right? Set this piece in there on this, right? And you'll set 3 of them. You just want to have enough. Screw this in hardcore to that. You basically making that wider to give you a lip. That's basically what you're doing. I don't know if you can see that or not. That's all you're doing. You need to make this wider. So, and you're not going to see any of this, but it's got to be, I can't run plywood and you know, backboards for the plywood fastened to, and it be 4.5 feet from that, from that to that without being able to fasten to anything here. If it were, you know, I don't know, if it were this much, if there was a stud right here, then that'd be different. I wouldn't worry about the 2 or, you know, the 6 inch, 7 inch overhang. But you can't have a board hanging, you know, 4 feet over. It's going to be flimsy as hell. So, yeah. So what we'll do first is, now that we, you know, we figured this out, we'll get, I mean, I can cut this, whatever I need to do, and I got a bunch of these pieces like this. So wherever these flats are gonna come, right, that's where we want one, just like that. Right, does that make sense? It does, I know it does. Yeah. And there's another way you could do it too, but wouldn't be as sturdy, because you gotta have something to screw into. You could actually just put, I don't know, you could cut a piece of this off about right here, right? and fasten it to that and have your boards behind the plywood, have them just rest on it, right? But then if anything got pushed against this hardcore, it's gonna break everything, you know? So that's the plan. Y'all see what I'm talking about? I'm gonna have to figure this out though. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to figure it out tonight, but I'm gonna give it a shot. What I'm gonna do, y'all, is I'm gonna measure up whatever half of the plywood is, right? And that'll be where I put my slat. That's what I call these, a slat, right? And then I'll space it from there. I'll go up higher for the top one and then a little lower for the bottom one. But I don't want to use the smallest piece of this that I can use here, the better. Because the bigger the piece is, I'm talking about long wise, the more insulation I got to take out. And, you know, I'm gonna stick that on there. Now the problem's gonna be screwing through it, but what I'll do is I'll drill a hole through it right here, enough to put the bit in, so I only have to screw to that side, and then this will give me a whole plate here to fasten to, and I need 3 of these. Okay, there's 48 right there. Now I'm not trying to go, I don't really want it to be all the way at the very top of the plywood, so let's give ourselves 2 inches. And to build a thing like I'm thinking, you gotta kind of put your brain in always thinking about the future. So we know the plywood's 48, so let's come down and make this, I don't know, let's just do 47, make it easy, okay? And that's gonna be the top board, the top of the top board, all right? The top of the top board, not the bottom, okay? So if that was 1 inch off, let's make this measurement 1 inch off. That might be it right there, y'all. See that? Y'all see? We bullshitting. That's, look. Yeah, y'all. Okay, I'm gonna do that again and again for 3 times, so y'all see what it is. Get this wall right here done. The last video, well, they'll all be together. So y'all see, these right here are stout, man. They are really stout. So, and I got the one down there, and there. So I can go on and screw this board in, and okay, y'all. So another problem here, not a problem, but just things you don't think about. So from this corner to this wall to the door here on my slats there, it's like 101 inches. That means 8-foot piece of plywood ain't gonna fit, okay? If you stand the plywood up vertically, well, so right here is, well, 101 and a half, right? 101 and a half. 101. So we need a 5-inch piece of plywood to go on the end, or we're gonna have to rip one. We're gonna waste 2 full pieces for the length of a little more than one piece. See, you got to be thinking like that. If the plywood is 96 inches, 8 foot, then 101 inches, well, we might be able to knock off the ½ inch off that end, but you're not going to be able to knock off 6 inches. I'm talking about work it out where, you know, we can figure out something to put. We can come off. We cannot, I'm just trying to explain everything. We can't move the wood here, okay? But see, we got a little space here where we can maybe start the plywood about 4 inches over, right? And so we'll only use one piece here instead of two. Two pieces, one being 2 pieces, each of them being 52 inches. That's just terrible for plywood because, well, you're gonna waste a lot. So I did rip a piece off of this one right here, right? So whatever, however, and I don't know how wide it is. Let's go back here and look. So, okay, that's 4 inches. So, yeah, so what we'll do here, this is what you call using every single piece, right? This will be the first piece, right up in the corner here, okay? We'll just set it down for there for now. So now, with that on there, let's see how close we are to 96 inches. This is gonna be just about perfect, y'all. Oh my God, it's gonna be really close. So close. And, okay. So with that board there, it's 97 and a half. So it's 1.5 inches off. So what we'll do is we'll put the full piece of plywood right here on this end, and then we'll run the plywood that way, and then we'll fill in that end down there with something, with another piece of plywood or something. We might even just tack a 5/4 board up, whatever I got. But a lot of the stuff you're not even going to be able to see, especially like in that corner. So I'm going to be putting the Omni board in on this wall here. So. Yeah, I'm not gonna waste a whole nother piece of plywood to get 1.5 inches. You put it like that. So, I mean, you just about bring that board right there that you see, you bring it to the end here of the 5/4 board right here. It's about 1.5 inches. You bring it to right here, of course you're gonna have to hang it, and then that's about where you need to be. All right, y'all. So that's kind of how I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna figure out something right there that might even get covered up. I don't know, but I'm not gonna waste a whole sheet of plywood for that. That's how much I was gonna have to waste. I mean, that's how much I was gonna have to cut off of a board to make that work. You know, with this pegboard. Yeah, I'll probably hang the pegboard up or be looking at it, opening it up, and nobody gave it to me. I bought it. So, yeah. But that's about all I'm gonna do today. I'm ready to get back down to the house, chill. You know, we've been working all day long today, and I'll try to get, I'm gonna try to put the video from today's work up. I'm just rat holing these videos of the shop so I can just do a time lapse and all of it. So.